I've been studying this piyut, this prayer, for years now, trying to understand. There's so many levels, so much complexity to this, and so much of it that just I don't quite get. So I've been working on it. Unetaneh tokef, the sacred power of the day. Those are the first words in my machzor at home. So it must be important. The sacred power of the day. Profound and awe-inspiring. I feel that. The book of remembrance is opened, and we ourselves write in the book. We remember. Okay, I remember. The great shofar is sounded, and the still small voice is heard. And I'm still with it. And then the sheep cross in front of the shepherd, and I lose it. What? I don't know anything about sheep. But I do know about cows. Not a lot, but I grew up next to a farm. And the neighbor pastured cows and the sheep in the field around our house. And twice a day, every day, he brought the sheep across, I'm back on sheep. He brought the cows across the road and brought them back to be milked. And he brought them across the road, and he brought them back to be milked every single day. And I was a kid in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't have anyone to talk to, so I talked to Jimmy. How you doing, Jimmy? Well, yep. Weather's nice today? Yep. We didn't talk about politics or music or art. Talked about the weather a little bit. Looks like a nice day today, Jimmy. Say, yep. But if I wanted to get Jimmy to talk, all I had to do was say, hey, Jimmy, tell me about that cow right there. And he'd look out in that field of 150 cows, and he would tell me her name. Not her number that was pinned to her ear. He would tell me her mother, her sisters, her offspring. He would tell me if she was a good milker or if she had a bit of a temper. He knew everything there was to know about that cow, about any of those cows. And for a long time, I thought he hated them. Because when he was getting them to cross the road, there were always 3 who decided to head up the road instead of across. Yeah, you know. You've been the one sitting in the car while the cows walked around you, haven't you? Or he gets them all across and then suddenly realizes there's one still way up in the back. She decided not to come when he called, and he'd have to go tromping off after her while making sure the others were still taken care of. And he could curse. Oh, the language that came out of his mouth, I learned a lot. I don't think he realized I could hear him. He didn't realize how sound could carry, and he would yell and curse at those cows. I thought he despised them. Until one day I realized he didn't. He was frustrated. His job was to keep them safe. His job was to get them from here to there and taken care of and back again. And his job was to make sure they all got where they were going. And he checked in with them. And when they didn't listen, he was frustrated. He was only trying to look out for their best interests. He counted them as they crossed the road. He checked in with each one, made sure she was okay. He knew those cows. And with their flaws and their virtues, he loved them. Maybe because of that, maybe in spite of that. He loved those cows, every single one. And now when I read this, that the sheep cross in front of the shepherd, I know that I am counted, that I am named, that I am known, my flaws, my failings, and that in spite of or because of that, I am loved and forgiven. And that to me is what this piyut is about, Unetaneh tokef. Please rise as the ark is opened by Matt. Unetaneh tokef on page 143. Uvechinocha ta'ala kedusha ki ata Eloheinu melech unetaneh tokef kedushat hayom ki hu nora ve'ayom ki hu nora ve'ayom v'tiftach et sefer zichronot u'me'elav yikareh ve'chotam yad kol adam bo uveshofar gadol yitaka ve'kol demamadaka yishama u'malachim yechafezun vechil rada yochezun vayomru hine yom hadin livkod al tzeva marom badin ki lo yizku v'necha badin v'cho ba'olam yavrun lefanecha kivnei maron kevakarat rohe hedro mavir tzono tachat shivto kevakarat rohe hedro mavir tzono tachat shivto kentavir v'tispor v'timnei v'tivkod nefesh kol chai v'tivkod nefesh kol chai kevakarat rohe hedro mavir tzono tachat shivto kentavir v'tispor v'timnei v'tivkod nefesh kol chai v'tachtoch kitzva lecho beriha v'tichetov et gezar dinam. On Rosh Hashanah it is written, and on the fast of the Day of Atonement it is sealed. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uvyom Tzom Kippur yechatemun. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uvyom Tzom Kippur yechatemun. Kama yavrun, vechama yibarehun. Mi yichyeh u'mi yamut, mi vekitzo u'mi lo vekitzo. Berosh Hashanah Rosh Hashanah yikatevun, uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uvyom tzom kippur yechatemun. Uteshuva, utefila, utsedaka mavirin et roh hagezerah. But teshuva, tefillah, and tzedakah have the power to transform the harshness of our destiny. Not to change our destiny, but to change the way we approach it. To change the way we live our lives, to change the way that we react and respond to what is written.